Hello my YouTube beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about something so exciting. We're going to talk about the Morphe Kathleen Lights collaboration palette. I'm going to kind of do a review, some swatches, and at the end I will post a little mini tutorial. So if you're interested, stay tuned until the end of the video for that. Let's just jump on into the review of this palette. First, it is black and it has her name right here and Morphe's name over there. And it is magnetic, so it's a little different than the other Morphe palettes. They don't click together. It is magnetic. I love the packaging. I think it's so simple and sleek and really great for travel. There is no mirror, and Kathleen kind of goes into why she decided against a mirror in the first place as far as costs and keeping it as low of a price for her subscribers. This is what it looks like. From here over, you have a good set of neutrals. And then from here over is a little bit more of a mauve bronze undertone, and then here is just some fun colors. They're really kind of out there. So I think this palette has a good range of colors. Some people are thrown off by like this color right here. Honestly, I think it's fun to throw it in, very festive, and it fits with, you know, Christmas coming up. If you got rid of this color right here, it would look the same as every other palette you have. Yeah, no mirror. There are 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. There are 18 shadows in this guy. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shimmers. So the 2 shimmers right here, and then these 2 down here, and then these 2 down here. The rest are mattes. Overall, I love the variety of colors you get in here. Honestly, I've been using it nonstop. It's what I have on my eyes right now. It is so pigmented. It's insane. Honestly, I think Morphe is, I don't know, maybe making their mattes a little better. I didn't have as hard of a time to blend with like particularly these 2 shadows right here. Their other palettes, I have such a hard time, and maybe that's just an inconsistency with formula. I'm not too sure. I did not find these mattes super hard to blend. I didn't spend forever trying to make them work. I think she picked really good colors, and there are a few colors in here that she made like specifically that are not already a Morphe individual eyeshadow, and some of them are. So go look for her video, because she does describe exactly like which ones she created and which ones are already in the Morphe store as individual pans. I'm sorry, I think I'm getting sick, so that's why you hear me kind of sounding all goofy. Actually, I love this palette. It was $14. Well, okay, here's my little rant. $14 for this palette. You get a 10% discount if you use her code, or just any YouTuber's code at this point. The shipping was like $8. It was half the price of the palette to ship it to me. So I'm a little butthurt about that, you know. So overall it came out to be like $23, $24. Everyone has complimented me on looks that I do with this palette. I am going to, like, on my hand right here, go through and live swatch them for you. You know, I should get a brush. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get a brush. I'm going to do a finger and a brush swatch, because I know like that is kind of starting to shift a little bit. Subscribers are really liking when YouTubers do brush swatches as well, just to show like how actually pigmented it is when you put it on your eye versus just swatching it on your hand. So I'm going to start including those. The first shade I have is this shade right here. This is the satin velvet shade, and it's pretty pigmented. That is a finger swatch right there. And then if I pick it up on a brush, this is just a Sony Kashuk brush. You know, so a little less pigment. That's kind of how a brush swatch is going to be, honestly. But I think it still reflects pretty dang well with a brush. So that is the first shade in the palette. Next, I'm going to swatch this matte white shade. I mean, nothing to write home about. I don't think it's that impressive, but so here is a finger swatch, and to the other side is a brush swatch. So it's just a nice bone color. I mean, it's gonna be really hard to see on my skin tone, honestly. Then I'll swatch this color right here, and this is a matte, but it does have some sparkles in there. I don't know what that's about, but that is a finger swatch. It's really pretty as a transition color. So again, right here, finger swatch, and right here, a brush swatch. Next, I'm going to swatch this shade right here, and this is the shade that I actually have on my eyes right now. It is so pretty. Very, very pigmented. All right, so here's finger swatch, here brush swatch. There really isn't that big of a difference. Then we're going over to this shade right here. Again, it's a metallic bronze purple shade. I really like the metallics in here. Really, brush swatches are pretty dang good, huh? Next, we are moving down to the second row, and I'm going to swatch this guy. It is a matte gray. So not as pigmented as the ones that I swatched before. Let's see how it does with a brush. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this shade right here. Next, we have this shimmer purple right here. I like this one a lot, actually. It's one of my favorite colors. They are pretty similar. The brush is a little lighter. Then we're coming over to this middle shade right here. So here is a finger swatch. There are the two swatches. Next, I'm going to swatch this guy right here. It is a matte purple. And you know, when I touch this, it's a little gritty. It's not super hard to blend or anything. It's pretty pigmented, but I don't know. It's not nearly as smooth. This one does have a bit of fallout. I don't know if you can see like right here. Next, we are coming over to this shade right here. Again, feels kind of gritty. This is what I have on the outer V's of my eye. All right, so here is a finger swatch and here is a brush swatch. And then we are moving on to the last row. I'm gonna swatch this guy. This is a really pretty forest green. The metallic shades really aren't that different between a finger swatch and a brush swatch. Then we are going to this shade. Wow. That is so pigmented. I have not used this shade yet. Here you can see with the brush swatch, it is a little bit more piecey than like just the metallic shades like this one right here. It's a little bit more gritty, kind of like a glitter almost, but that is that one. Next is this shade right here. So there's that shade. It's not as pigmented as I'd like. Next, we are going to the baby puke color that everyone is obsessed with. So that one's pretty dang pigmented. It just looks like puke on my hand. And then lastly, here is the black shade. And I don't hear too many good things about this black shade. Wow, that sucks. That is a really bad black shade. Okay, the only color in this palette I don't like is this black shade. That's horrible. So overall, I do love most of these colors, minus this black one over here. That is just this, you just should not call that black. Overall, I think this palette is so worth it. I think the price is right, and I do think that it's sold out. And I mean, it is limited edition, so you kind of have to jump on it if you really want to buy it. If it's ever available for sale again in the future, I would suggest going to get it. It's really, really pretty. It's got so many different colors in here. If you are interested in seeing a tutorial on how I did this eye look just really quickly at the end of this video, then keep watching. If not, I hope you guys have a good rest of your week. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave so you don't miss out on any future videos. I do have an Instagram and Twitter, and I will link that here. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! So I do already have all of my face makeup on, and my eyes are primed as well. Obviously, I'm going to be using this palette today. I'm going to go in with this shade just to use it as a transition color. Then I'm going to come over here to this shade right here and start using this in my crease. I'm using a Sigma E40 brush. Then I'm going to switch over to a MAC 217 brush, and I'm taking this shade right here and starting to put that in the outer V. Then I am just going to blend. Then I'm going to take this shade right here. It's a beautiful gold shimmer shade, and put this on the inner half of my eye. I do use my finger with shimmers. That's just how I like to apply them. Next, I'm going to go back in with this shade right here and deepen up the outer V and kind of go back and forth between the shimmer and this cranberry shade. That is all I'm going to do for the lids of my eyes, I am going to take a flat shader brush like this one. This is the Sigma E52 brush. And I'm going to mix these two shades together as my brow bone highlight. Then for my lower lashes, I'm going to take this Sigma E15 flat definer brush and start working this shade into right underneath my lower lash line. And then I'm going to take this little fluffy pencil brush and take this dark shade right here and start buffing that under my lower lash line. And on the inner corners, I'm going to put a little bit of this shimmer shade. Okay, so this is the finished eye look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I just put on some mascara. I used the CoverGirl Lash Blast Fusion. This is what I always use. And then I used for eyeliner the Marc Jacobs highliner in, it does not say, but it's the cranberry shade on my lower lash line. So that is the end of this little mini tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. Hello my YouTube beauties, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about my top 10 favorite individual eyeshadow pans. I love individual eyeshadows because most of the time they're between $6 and $10-ish depending on like the brand and everything.